Today I am going to be doing a little stream on my tablet. So I'm going to be filming from my phone and I'm going to be fiddling around on my tablet. So did that last stream and it seemed to be pretty popular. So we'll do it again and we'll see how many people file on into the stream today. But today is a very cold and crappy day here in Guelph, Ontario. We've got a lot of snow and we're expecting more in the forecast tomorrow and on the weekend. So we're not getting a break with the snow. So unfortunately, for those of you who don't like winter, we're not going to be getting much of a break lately. I was joking today. I said I'd love to go on vacation somewhere warm because it's just too crappy here lately. But it'll clear up. Before we know it, it'll be clear. So just ride out this last little bit of weather, and then I guess it'll start warming up soon. But yeah. Where's in the Canadian Air Force plane? Oh, it's Carney. Prime Minister Carney's flight. He's returning from the World Economic Forum. So he just took off from Zurich, I guess. And let's see, he's 3 hours and 55 minutes he's been airborne. And he's on his way back from Zurich. So this is Can Force One. For those of you who don't know, this is the executive transport plane for the Prime Minister and other government officials. And as you can see, it's bearing the call sign CFC-1, otherwise known as Can Force One. This is basically the Canadian equivalent of the US's Air Force One. As you can see, there's no picture of the aircraft, but it is a modified Airbus A330, also known as the Airbus CC330. It's traveling at 40,000 feet, going 863 kilometers an hour. So that's the Canadian version of Air Force One right there with our Prime Minister on it. Hey, Fire Photography, how you doing? How was your day today? Just doing a little bit of flight tracking on the flight radar. Last time we did some internet surfing, it was popular. I'm doing good. I'm actually pretty tired today. I didn't get much sleep last night, and I had some driveways to shovel today, so I was out doing that. So I'm pretty tired, but other than that, I'm pretty good. I did get some snow removal and some snow removal videos. I got one, but I posted that on the channel already. And I just saw that you put in a post on my group, and I just approved that, so it should be up on the page and ready to be viewed. And I did give your post a like, by the way. So that was a good response you got of at the St. Thomas Hall. You got a lot of good trucks. Got a lot of good responses. Always get ads on this shit. But yeah. Are you planning to do more buffing on the weekend? Thank you. Yeah, it was a banger. Yeah, definitely. You got some great responses. Got some really good trucks. Did I hear it correctly on one of your comment sections that you said that yesterday on our chat that Pump 2 has gone out for decals and it's not currently in St. Thomas? They've sent it out to get deckled up. Is that true? Did you say? I think you said that yesterday and or the day before in the previous stream we had. I forget. Because I know for our city, we do our decals in-house, so they get done at the fire station at headquarters. But I don't imagine St. Thomas has its own maintenance division of the fire hall. Being a little bit since I caught an actual full house, I don't think I'll be buffing on the weekend. Got way too much schoolwork, but I'll see. Yeah, fair enough. School comes first, eh? School comes maybe then. Besides, the weather's... I don't think the weather's going to be that great. I think we're getting some snow, so probably not going to be a big loss if you don't buff on the weekend anyway. Yes, it's gone. Okay. We don't, yeah. Yeah, we do. We have a maintenance bay at headquarters, and that's where most of the maintenance is done. Actually, I went down to Wendy's for coffee today before I got all my shoveling started, and they had Pump 2 in the maintenance bay today. So I don't know what they were doing, if it's just regular maintenance or if they're doing something else, but it was at the fire hall today getting checked out. So, but and I posted yesterday, I don't know if you saw, I posted Timmins, they're getting a new aerial in up there in Timmins. They got a new Rosenbauer aerial, 104-foot Cobra. It's a nice looking truck for a Rosenbauer, but it'll be exciting to see that truck in action. Weekend is usually dead in St. Thomas anyway. I got lucky that I got the full house last weekend. Yeah, for sure, eh? Sometimes you just luck out. Like, even me, when I got that big response last week or the week before at headquarters, that was just pure luck. You know, I was sitting there having a coffee at Wendy's, and I saw the firemen run into their truck, so I said, yep, they're responding, and got out to Wellington there and filmed the response. And it's actually been a while since I got Pump 6, so I was really happy to get that truck responding. I was actually thinking of taking that video, because it was all filmed in one shot, and clipping it and like uploading each response separately, but I don't know if I'll do that. Maybe I'll put a poll up in the chat, or if that's something you'd want to see. But I was thinking of like clipping the 3 responses, Aerial 4, Aerial 1, and Pump 6, and then uploading them separately. But we'll see if I do that. But it's been a while since I got Pump 6, so I was super stoked about that. As you can see, we're over here over Alaska. Hey, Michaela, welcome to the stream. Oh, there's a U.S. Air Force C-17 over Alaska. The call signs for some of these U.S. Air Force transport flights are interesting. Like that one is Pitt. Not the weirdest one I've heard. I've heard some really whacked out military call signs for the U.S. Air Force. King 98, C-130 Hercules. It's kind of a different paint scheme on that. It's a little darker, it looks. We have a few C-130s. The Canadian Air Force has C-130s. A lot of military action up in Alaska. For those of you who watch the flight radar, there's a lot of military aircraft action in Alaska, especially around the Anchorage area. I'm in the hospital. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that, Michaela. I hope you feel better, and I hope whatever you're dealing with, you know, you have a quick and fast recovery, and I hope things get better for you. It's never good to be in the hospital. I was in once for the night, and I didn't like it at all, so I really hope you feel better. Now we're over the Yukon territory. Yo, cool. I've seen this app before. Luck on your stream journey. Thank you very much, Drawing with Des. I've actually been doing this stream stuff for like since June, and it's actually been really good. I've actually gotten, you know, quite a few new subscribers and quite a few views doing this live streaming. So I really enjoy doing it, and I plan to continue doing it for the foreseeable future. Although it's harder to do the outdoor streams because you know, we have extremely cold weather here in Ontario. I used to do outdoor streams, so unfortunately that's doable right now with all the crappy weather. But it'll warm up soon. Silly Cats 333 said hi. Hi, Silly Cats. Great name. I like it a lot. Beijing to JFK. This is probably one of the longest flights in the air right now. Probably one of the longest international flights by far. And one of the reasons for that is because the original route over Russia, they're not allowed to fly over Russia because any airline flying into the United States, as like this one is, can't fly over Russian airs due to security concerns. So it has to go down and over and then over Canada. So it's actually longer. I think the flight time for this particular flight is like 16 hours, or no, 13 hours. But still, it's one of the longer flights that I've recorded. There's also Manila to Toronto, the Philippine Airlines flight that comes in, and it's a long flight. I think it's like 14 hours, and so it's a long flight, but it's one of the longest flights, that Air China flight from Beijing to New York. I actually watched a video on that flight. A travel blogger named Noel Phillips did a review of the flight from Beijing to New York on the 747. That's one of the very few routes, too, where you can fly on a 747. There's very few airlines that still operate that beast of a plane. But yeah, now we're over Hudson's Bay. You see all the overseas flights. Mexico City, Paris, A350-900, Air France. I love tracking the planes. When I'm not, you know, when I have free time, I spend a lot of time just looking at the radar and, you know, going around the world and looking at the radar. I gotta go, Will. Have a good night. You take care, Fire Photography. It was good having you on the stream, and all the best. We'll see you again. But yeah, right now we're on Flight Radar. I was gonna do some internet surfing and look at some fire trucks and that, but I think we'll do that another day. I might be back if you're still live. All right, that's no problem. Hopefully we see you again, but if not, we'll talk with you later. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's a business jet. A330 Prestige. I was going to say probably from Saudi Arabia, because the Saudi government actually has these airplanes that they use. 5-10 minutes. All right, cool, man. Do what you got to do. But the Saudi government actually has these Airbus A330 Prestige aircraft that they use for executive transport. So that's probably exactly what that plane is executive transport for the Saudi government. And there's Can Force One. We already looked at that flight. Going from Zurich to Ottawa. That's got the Prime Minister on it, so it's got the call sign Can Force One. So we basically copied the Americans, except ours is Can Force, theirs is Air Force. And then there's Ukraine. There's no airplanes over Ukraine. I actually was watching the tracker one time, and there was a Ukrainian Air Force plane doing a patrol over Ukraine, and this was during the war. And I was actually really surprised to see that. But in the almost 4 years this war has been, I've only seen an airplane in their airspace once, and that was like back in the summertime. It was an old Ukrainian Air Force Antonov, and it was doing some patrols. But, you know, the Ukrainian airspace is shut down, for those of you who don't know. Iranian airspace has been open and shut lately due to some of the instabilities there, but it looks like it's wide open today. Got an Iran airplane right there. That's a pretty rare sight nowadays, Iran Air. Not too many of those planes around. They used to be one of the fastest growing airlines in the world back in the 70s, and then the sanctions hit, and now if you see one on the tracker, you're pretty lucky. And there's Mahan Air with their A340-600, one of the very few airlines still operating it. Actually, Lufthansa was operating the A340-600, but they announced that they're retiring them, so the A340-600 will be out of their roster very soon if it's not already. So, unfortunately, the way it goes. Oh, there's a rare airline, Turkmenistan Airlines. Well, it's not so much rare anymore. It used to be pretty rare to see a Turkmen Airlines on here, but Frankfurt to Ashgabat, flying a 777-300ER. It's actually, I watched a video on Turkmenistan Airlines, and it's probably one of the very few airlines where you can basically sit wherever you want in the airplane because there's nobody else on the flight. Like, this particular flight was going from Beijing to Ashgabat, and it was completely empty. Totally not a money flight, but it is a state-run airline in an oil-rich country, so money is no object for those guys. But yeah, anyway, we go out over the Pacific. You know, look at the planes, and I don't know if I've ever showed this. This is Hawaii. Look at the airspace over Hawaii. Look at the amount of planes that are coming back and forth from this set of islands from Hawaii. Just look at it. And look at the ground. And again, Hawaii is another spot that has a large U.S. Air Force presence between helicopters and transport aircraft. KC-135 right there from Honolulu. But, it's crazy the amount of air traffic that is out over the islands in Hawaii. It's just crazy. And look at the planes coming in. Look at the line of flights coming in to Hawaii. So, really interesting stuff. It's, you know, if they want to go after the pollution, maybe they should look at the airplanes. Actually, on Flight Radar 24, there's a feature. You can get your most tracked airplanes. So they have a top 10 list. And then you can go to disruptions, so you can find out airport delays for different airports around the world. Bookmarks, I'm not sure what that is. And then you can go to stats here, and you can actually see the number of total aircraft in the air right now that are being tracked by Flight Radar. And there is 16,685 aircraft, so that's a massive number of airplanes that are out in the air right now. So if the government wants to look at pollution, maybe they should start with the airplanes, because there's a lot. But yeah, actually there's probably another, 1,000 or so airplanes that are not on Flight Radar 24 that are actively flying around the world right now. So probably the real number of airplanes is closer to 17,000, 18,000 planes. It's amazing the amount of planes that are in the air at any given time around the world. California is another very busy airspace. California is a beautiful state, but the politics are kind of fucked up there. I wouldn't want to go to California. I've been to California, but not like LA or anything. I've been to Baker, California. So for those of you who don't know Baker, it's literally a small little hick town in the desert, halfway halfway to Barstow. So it's a nice little spot. I like Baker, but it would probably drive the average person nuts to live there. Probably even myself, because there's like literally nothing there. Although there is a fire station, so it would make me happy because I'm a fire buff. So there is that. And there is a train line that runs through Baker as well, so I guess I could do some rail fanning and some buffing. There's the Flair Airlines flight coming in from Halifax into Waterloo. That's about the only plane that flies out of Waterloo nowadays, other than the Kitchener to Punta Cana route. Waterloo to Punta Cana. I call it Kitchener, but it's actually Waterloo Port. But I flew that Waterloo to Punta Cana route twice, and I tell you, flying through Waterloo is a great experience. It's easy, it's quick, it's a small airport, and I really enjoyed flying out of Waterloo to go to Punta Cana. Punta Cana is actually not a bad airport either. The terminal we out of is the older terminal, and there's no jet bridges, but they are building some jet bridges on the newer terminals they're building. So, but it's airport, Punta Cana. I like it. I have no problems with it. We always get to the early, so I usually chill in the terminal for a bit before I go on my. But no Punta Cana this year. I'm stuck here in the cold. So, there's Toronto Airport. See what's going on over there. Big line of planes. Holy shit, these are all the plows, all these vehicles. These are all snow plows. See, plow 867. And they're all clearing the runways or putting solution down so the planes don't slip and slide. But I don't know if it's still snowing out there. Let me take a look if it's still snowing out there. I don't know. I think it might be. Yeah, it's still snowing out there, it looks like. At least a little bit. Yeah, you can see the snowflakes falling out of the sky. Oh boy. I don't mind winter usually, but this year I really don't like it. It's funny, you know, when you go away to like a warm destination, you know, for a period of time, you actually, when you come back to the cold, you really don't like it, and then your whole opinion on winter changes, or at least mine did. Like, ever since I've been to Florida and Punta Cana in the winter, it's like, I really don't like winter anymore, but it's funny how that works. Like, I never traveled south before. Then when I started traveling south, I started hating winter a lot more than I used to. So it's funny. I had a taste of the warmth, and, you know, you want more of it. So anyway. I'm probably going to end the stream soon, guys. We've been going for 18 minutes, and we had a good number of people join in, and it was good talking to fire photography and some of the other people who joined in. I know Michaela said she's in the hospital, so hopefully she's all right, wherever she may be in the world. But I hope this streams, or these live streams, to anybody who's watching, I hope they bring you a bit of joy, and I hope, you know, you get something out of it. I mean, I enjoy doing them, and I enjoy talking to you guys wherever you are in the world. So, you know, just keep that in mind. You know, I hope you guys, I hope these streams bring you joy, and I hope wherever you are in the world, you're doing well. And, you know, as in person to person, I want nothing but the best for all of you. But for those of you who joined the stream and listen to me ramble and watch me track some airplanes, thank you very much. But I'm going to end the stream now. And to those who joined, fire photography and everybody else, thank you very much. And I'm going to turn my camera because I'm lagging like crazy. It's funny, I can actually tell from my camera if I'm lagging. So, but anyway, to those of you who joined the stream and stuck it out with me for almost 20 minutes, I appreciate it. It's always good chatting with you guys. Fire photography, if you watch this stream later, sorry I cut it off so early, but my throat's getting a little sore and my phone is starting to overheat. I don't know what it is with this phone. It gets, when I do live streams indoors, it gets really, really warm. So, I don't know what the deal is, but anyway, I'm going to end the stream now, and for those of you who tuned in, thank you very much for watching, and we'll talk to you later. Signing off from my bedroom. Take care, guys. Have a good night.